Okay, this is my favorite drill. Being a position player, this is just where I feel the most athletic and most free. Step out with arm swings, fairly self-explanatory. This is the only one we won't use a connection ball on, just because as we're crossing our arms, even if you want to put it in the glove side, it kind of gets in the way. It can obstruct the natural flow of the arm action into the drill. So for obvious reasons, you can't have it in 1 or 2 because we're trying to cross it and get the body working in sequence with the upper body and the lower body. All right, next one we have in-game adjustments. All right, so this is if I'm in a game and several things happen, these are different warm-ups that we can do. So for instance, a lot of you guys early in the season, temperature will be cold. You have a guy comes out, offense has a long inning, which we hope they do, right? But the offense will have a long inning. Your guy can be in the dugout. He can do the mini band exercise from earlier, shoulder tube, Durthrow sock, just something to get his arm loosened up again. Because the last thing we want is for him to go from sitting on the bench to trying to throw his best bolt right out of the chute, right? If it's 40 degrees or 30 degrees, wherever you guys are at. So we have these same warm-ups that we can implement towards later parts in the game just to get him moving to different range of motion and reincorporating the co-contractions of the shoulder and stuff like that. All right, step 9. This is my last step. I went really fast, but it's post-game, okay? So this one will start with a cool down. So the general rule for the ranch is the cool down will be the pregame wake-up warm-up cut into a third. So let's say your guy really loves doing tubing exercises, loves the shoulder tube, and loves the mini bands before he goes and does his throwing. So we'll take, say you did 10 reps, we'll take and we'll do 3 of each of those reps for tubing and mini band and shoulder tube. We don't want to go from warmed up and then not get the muscle fibers realigned for the next day of throwing because we really want to make sure, as Brent was saying yesterday about Verlander, how he never missed a bullpen, we really want to make sure that these guys get as many opportunities as they can to throw, because if you're trying to make improvements, we're going to have to throw. If we're not throwing during the week, then you're not going to be able to make the same gains you would be able to if you were healthy for the whole week. All right, next one, Rotex. Similar thing, it's just a active mobility after the game, get everything moving, get the fascia and the loosened up again and get them realigned for the next day. Next one, Mark Pro. I'm sure most of you guys are aware of Mark Pro. Just a stem machine, put it on. We usually have our guys put it on their arm, no matter how it feels, just to get some blood flow back in the area. We do not like ice. Randy can go into that. If you have any questions about ice, I'll send you to Randy. Randy can give you a full breakdown about what it does to your muscles and how it doesn't allow the good stuff to get in and the bad stuff to get out. So it just kind of helps with keeping the inflammation in there, which we don't want. Next one, Normatec, just the leg sleeves or the arm sleeves. Similar thing to Mark Pro, getting the new blood in, getting the old blood out. It's a big deal if you're trying to recover day in and day out. Then nutrition, obviously we've talked about how important nutrition is. It can play a huge role how you feel the next day. Hydration, obviously. And then strategies for sleep. So for me, I just started wearing the Whoop band. It's not a plug, but there's a bunch of them out there that you guys can have, that you guys can use. For me, it's good because it tells me how recovered I am that day. So that means how hard I can push the next day. It also gives me a sleep grade and tells me how much sleep I need based on my numbers from the day before. So it's very vital for me because it sets up my week's worth of training and keeps me accountable for my sleep. So next one's journaling of the day's performance. So goals, changes, adaptations for tomorrow. So let's say your guy usually likes doing a set warm-up, and then he gets into the game, and he doesn't feel quite as good as he could. So during that time, he'd go back and he'd write his adaptations for warm-ups, which ones he wants to take out, which ones he wants to add in, based on what's feeling better and what's feeling right. And then last one, finish with reading and watching something to take my mind off the day. So me and my roommate, when I was in Greenville, we had a general rule. When I was with the Greenville Reds, we had a general rule when we got back from the games that we were not going to watch any baseball games. We were just going to watch TV, Discovery Channel, Shark Week, whatever we could, just to take our minds off of the day and loosen everything up. I mean, he played video games. He played the show a lot, but it's a video game. It doesn't count. All right. So that's all I got. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.